back to the Better Fitness Proof Podcast. Yes, that's the name, Better Fitness Proof Podcast. That's what we're going with.
Okay.
It's better with the name, And then fitness proof, it's having proof of actual people who have done actual things, real people who do real things. That's the big takeaway. So today, I have one of our all-star members, Ed Eshleman here. Ed, can you introduce yourself to people who don't know you, and then we'll dive into your story.
Ed Eshleman. I'm 64 and a half years old and feeling like I'm probably 50, so has a lot to do with what happens here, or what has happened here, but soon to be retired and soon to move into a new home. So that's a little gist of me. Love to play golf and love to work out.
Yes. So take me back before we knew each other. Take me back to a time where you were going through your own struggles with weight, with your health, the things that set you on the journey that what you brought you here to today. So take me back to how many years ago that was.
I would say in 2017, I was at my heaviest weight, which was 222 pounds.
222 pounds.
And I've shrunk a bit, but I'm 5'8", so that's a lot of weight to be carrying on a 5'8" frame. So, and my wife is on and off done Weight Watchers and stuff, and she got me finally to go to Weight Watchers. And I took about 2 years, but I got 40 pounds off. And actually, I probably got 35 pounds off in a big hurry, and then the rest, it just stayed off and added a little bit more as I went. And I convinced myself that if I lose this weight, then I'm going to start working out. And when I was between 25 and 28, I used to lift a lot and worked out every day, and did it for a number of years and played ice hockey and all that good stuff. But over the years, kind of let that fall to the wayside and gained weight, lost weight, gained weight, lost weight. But when I saw 222, I said, that's enough. So I convinced myself that once I lost that weight, then I would start to do something exercise-wise. And I knew two people that belonged here and had run into them at a picnic, and they both said, you really ought to try BentOnBetter. And honestly, I was a little apprehensive about my ability to do it, but
about your ability
to do the workout and the fitness and all that other stuff. Without having been in. But I think it was more just a lack of discipline. I think I was worried about maybe the physical ability, but even the mental ability.
Yeah, what were some of the thoughts you were having at that time?
Well, I just it's going to hurt. It's going to, it's going to be hard. It's, I haven't done it in 20 some years. There was a lot of apprehension, let's put it that way. And came in, met with you, and signed up, and I don't know if it was the next morning or 2 mornings later, but at 5:30 in the morning I was in here, and literally couldn't do a push-up unless I was on my knees. I couldn't do a sit-up for months after joining, and then it happened. But the thing that I found was the encouragement of the people, the members, the other people who didn't know me from Adam, but I think we were going right into some challenge or something like that, and the encouragement and the support and everything was just overwhelming, and kind of fueled my continuation, or my mental thinking now that I can do this and it's all worthwhile and all that stuff. So it was the support was very helpful, and to see what I could do. And trust me, it was, it's tough starting out, and you get sore, and that's, can I live with that for a couple days or whatever? And I was able to do it. And I'm now over 2.5 years here, fairly consistent. I mean, I would say very consistent. Had a few injury issues not related to working out here. I hurt myself playing hockey, so took a month or two off, but got right back at it. And the gains that I've felt, both strength-wise, confidence-wise, flexibility or mobility-wise, has been overwhelming. And I think I've referred to it to other people as a life changer, or has been a life changer for me.
Wow.
And that's just that's just not even talking about you and Alysha and Nick and Molly. I mean, you guys are so good at motivating without mandating. Okay?
You should put that on tagline.
Yeah, without mandate. I mean, if you see that I can do more weight, you'll encourage me to do more weight, but it's not like you got to do more weight. If I've got a physical issue, which I did, you guys will work around that, or tell me not to do this, or tell me to do this, and help me get through that little bit of an injury or whatever the case might be. I don't know how to describe it other than it's just pure enjoyment coming here and working out. And you wouldn't think that while you're pushing a lot of pounds that, hey, that's great, but everybody's so friendly, and like I said, the coaching staff is so helpful and so motivating. And it's not like it's not like you're the owner of the gym. You're my friend. It's like the same with Nick and Alysha and Molly. I mean, you become family and friends now. It's not, I've gone to a gym years ago when I was a lot younger, and you checked in and you did your thing, and there was nobody around and helping you or doing whatever, and you left and you went home. And this is it becomes almost a social thing. And maybe, I don't know if it's intended to, but it becomes more of a kind of a social thing in the sense that, and I'm repeating myself, but you become friends, not just the guy that owns the gym or the people that work at the gym and me. There's, I think one of the things that I found so nice and so helpful was, if I didn't show up for a couple days for whatever reason, I got a text like, "Are you okay?" Not "Where are you?" but "Are you okay?" I mean, that's great. I don't think that happens probably at too many places. What can we do to help you? Or what, that kind of stuff. It's just a totally different experience than what I've had before. But what it's done for me, is, like I said before, it's just built my confidence in myself. It's obviously strengthened me physically. I think strengthened me mentally. It increased my discipline, or bettered my discipline.
Yeah.
So it's just been a great ride so far, and the ride's not even halfway over. So
yeah. Well, I mean, it's something we didn't mention. So if you're watching this podcast, or if you're listening to the podcast, not only do we have an All-Star member, we also have the Member of the Year of 2020. Like, you were you were the Member of the Year. Like,
yeah,
that's not a light award to be given to somebody. We really waited it out, and it was a tough decision, but we highlighted someone who embodied the things that we love and we admire the most, and that you were determined and were hardworking, but from where you came from, and understanding, like what you said earlier, you love golf, you love fitness, but you understand your body, and when you're stressed out with life, you're stressed out with the move, and with Haley moving, and with all the other things happening in your life, you know that you need to take some time off.
Right.
And you've given yourself the permission to do that, and that is a huge mental game leap, way beyond anyone else who had only been working out for a few years. And yes, I know you had your past years of experience as younger, but I think when we come to a certain time in our life, we become we have a new identity. So you have this new identity, and people know you as you're Ed Eshleman. You're the guy who 5:30 a.m. you hold it down, you work really hard, but you never lose sight of just improving yourself 1% each time you're here, and helping everyone else around you, which is super cool.
Well, I like to do that. I mean, you wonder, this isn't like a rah-rah, it shouldn't be a rah-rah gym in the sense that, everybody's beefed up and pounding and you got to do all this stuff. But on the other hand, I sometimes just can't hold back myself in yelling to somebody encouragement when they're lifting a weight they've never lifted before or something like that, and then it comes back at me, and that's fun stuff, but it isn't over the top.
Yeah.
And I've been told that certain people in here, I'm not sure the right word to use, but like play off of me in a sense in terms of what their lifting, and not that I'm anything special, but, and I do the same with them. If I see somebody who's maybe catching up to where I've gotten to, then that pushes me a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But we work off of each other and help each other without it saying a word or with saying a lot of words, like pumping them up and giving them the encouragement and that kind of stuff. But back to taking off time and so forth, you said I've given myself permission to do that because you've given me the understanding that it's okay to do that. So that if, learn your body, know your body, and you know when it's time to take a couple of days off, take a week off or whatever, that you can do that, and it's not going to throw you back to where you started, or you got to catch up a little bit. And I think the one thing that keeps me from taking too much time off at a given time is I know that it's I'm not starting over, but I'm catching up a little bit. So the aches and pains are going to be a little there. They're there anyway, but they'll be worse because I've taken too much time off. And that was when I was hurting I was hurt, and I also had a heart thing that was going on.
Hey, tell me about that. What you're comfortable with sharing?
Well, I had a test that I guess I'm trying to remember what it was, like a calcium test or something like that, and my doctor was uncomfortable with one of the readings, and so I went to a cardiologist, and basically they said don't lift for, don't do anything strenuous for a while. And once I went to the cardiologist and I went through my cholesterol check and more tests, a stress test and so forth, he said it's nothing really to be overly concerned about, just keep an eye on it. So, but it took me out of working out for probably a month and a half. So it is tough. First of all, it's tough not coming in because you're so used to it, or I'm so used to it. It's tough not coming in, and it's tough not working out. But, coming back after a month off, you really kind of get your head back in the game and start slow or lighter and stuff, and then just get back. But you get back to where you were, and then even more so, you get better.
Yeah, I read a really interesting passage from a book, Atomic Habits. Have you heard of this book?
No.
James Clear. So I can't speak too much on the book because I'm just now starting it. But one of the passages that I just read was that for a lot of people, and fitness is the realm that I'm going to focus on, is there are behavioral changes and there are identity changes. And so it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you've made more of an identity change for yourself in that you identify as someone who works out on a regular basis, who has a consistency of going into the gym and training and dedicating that time to improving yourself. Versus the behavioral change, which is a lot of people get started this way. Yeah. They get started with I have a goal I want to accomplish. I'm going to work on this behavior to get me that goal. And the hard challenge is, how can you go from behavioral to identity to then hit the goal? But the goal, it has to be an understanding that it's not a dead stop goal. It's a journey of working toward the goal and continuing that journey. And I think that's something you have going.
Yeah, I don't look at it as a goal. I don't look at it as a goal.
Right.
As you call it, a journey. I look at it as a continuation of my daily life. I mean, I've never really looked at a particular stop, like you said, a hard stop goal. It just never even crossed my mind. It's just continuing to maintain and improve, and that's why I continue to do it. And from a personal trait change, I mean, I'm typically very quiet. I don't know if shy is the right word, but very quiet. I'm not overly outgoing, but I am much more so now. I'm much more inclined to walk up to somebody I don't know and talk to them than I used to be. Or I'm much more inclined to just interact.
What do you think brought that on?
Well, I think just confidence in myself, I think, which has been built here. I mean, I guess that's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it sounds like.
I mean, I'm fairly proud to,
Yeah, man.
I'm proud of myself because of what I've accomplished. I mean, I've physically changed quite a bit, and I'm proud of it, and it makes me more confident in interacting and being out there, so to speak. So
I love it. And that's, to your point, the journey. You've made it a journey, and you've gained so many things along that journey. And the coolest part is it's a journey, so there's never a destination of
Right.
like, I'm going to stop.
Right.
Like, you're going to build your confidence, you're going to build your physical health, you're going to build your mental health, you're going to build your internal health, right? The other
Right.
things that we overlook on the outside,
Right.
like blood pressure and heart and all the different things that we can check the box for. That is so big. And so I don't want to skip some stuff like before. I feel like we've gotten to this point where like we know where you are, but there are some other parts of your journey that I feel like we overlooked that someone else could hear and be like, that is me. That was me.
yeah.
So in your time of playing hockey and using Weight Watchers and doing all these different things, what were other hurdles that you had to deal with? I mean, you were in business. Like, what about with your job and with being a dad? You're a dad of two beautiful women.
Yeah.
Young women.
Well, I wanted to be around for them, obviously, and I wanted I wanted them to be proud of me, and but it was just, I think the hurdles I've had have just been more disciplining myself than
Give me an example.
Well, just staying consistent with something. I don't know if I consider myself impulsive, but I lose focus on, there's some people that are great craftsmen. They can build anything, they can redo their homes or whatever. I don't have the patience for that. I don't have some of the ability to do it, the physical ability, or not physical ability, but I don't know how to do it. But I don't have the patience. I want it done. Mm-hmm. So that's always been a problem. I don't, I want instant gratification, I guess you want to say. But I never looked at it that way here. I've never looked for that instant gratification, and I've never really struggled with the discipline part of it. I can't explain why. But pre-coming here or pre-losing all my weight or whatever, those issues were there that probably held me back, and I have less of a problem with that right now. I don't feel like I don't have the discipline to continue. It's just it's part of my daily routine now. And even if I take a day or two off or whatever, it's still part of me goes, man, you really should have been there, right. But you needed it. You need it off.
Right.
So I don't have the discipline issue that I had before. Now I know that 5:30 in the morning, usually Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm at BentOnBetter, unless something keeps me from doing it. So again, it's a life choice, a lifestyle, just a change in my mentality, I guess, and I feel pretty good about what I'm doing and what I'm able to do at my age. So, I mean, it's not that I'm old, but I'm old. I'm relative to everybody I work out with, most people, I'm old, and I'm able to do very well here. Not to be pompous or anything, but I do what I think is very well for my age. Let's put it that way.
I would agree.
And it excites me. It makes me very excited when I'm doing a certain weight or something like that, because it's like, holy cow, am I really able to do that? But so it's pretty cool.
It's really cool. And you say, when you introduce yourself here, when you say you're 64, I don't know if you saw my face, but I was like, oh my gosh, you're 64. It didn't even even though I knew that, I didn't remember that, and it was like a shock in my brain in that moment you just said that, because I think of you, you're like early 50s.
Yeah, I had
like 52, 53 maybe.
It was funny. I was playing golf a couple of weeks ago, and there was I don't know how old the guy was. He's probably 25 or something like that. And there was four of us, and we were talking about age. And I said, "Yeah, I'm 64, almost 65." What?
Yeah, you do a double take. Man.
Yeah,
Like,
he goes, no way.
That's crazy. Like
Yeah.
I'm like blown away that you're able to do what you do and seeing what you've done. Like when we did our strength, remember when we did that back in 2019, that strength, the competition when you like,
Yes.
right? Like, dude, the things you've accomplished at your age, so many other men and women only like can't even dream of doing what you're currently doing now because of fear of whatever, fear of the unknown. Like you said, like you didn't know what you didn't know, and you were afraid of getting in here without even having experience. Yeah. So I'm going to do a little commercial here, and then I want you to think of something that you can say directly to that person, someone who was you a few years ago, of what you would say to them and that they need to hear. You wish someone would have said to you, or maybe someone did say to you.
Yeah.
Okay? So, real quick plug. If you're checking out our video here on YouTube, make sure you go down below, leave us a comment in the comment section, and let us know how wonderful Ed was doing, how much you love Ed's story. Give us feedback on what you want to see more of. If you're listening to this on podcast, please make sure you swing by our podcast platform wherever you're listening and give us a 5-star rating, give us a thumbs up, give us all the good vibes. We want to know what you like, and this is also going to help us reach more people, help more people, and change more lives in that process. And finally, head over to BentOnBetter.com or check out any of our social media platforms and follow us. See the journey of everyone who's here. And if you're ready to get started, click the Get Started platform, the Get Started links on any of our website pages or on our Instagram or Facebook, and we'll get in touch with you right now. So Ed, how can you wrap it up? Give me some fire, give me some stuff.
I think what I would say to anybody that was in my shoes or anybody considering starting this journey is as we said, don't fear what you don't know, and at least give it a shot and give it a good shot, because it will change your life in many different ways, both mentally, physically. You'll meet a lot of tremendous people, and this is the place that you want to do it. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here, but this is the place that you want to do it, because of the type of people that are running this, like you and Nick and Alysha and Molly and Lynn. I don't mean to leave Lynn out, just the way that you care about everybody that is a member here, and how much encouragement and professionalism and knowledge that you instill will help anybody start that journey and want to continue that journey. And it's, like I said, it's a life changer, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And aside from all that good stuff, I've made a lot of friends here, and like a lot of really good people, and it's a cool place to be. And I stop in when I'm driving by if I see somebody I know, just to say hello, because it's kind of like a second home in some ways, so it's all good.
You even bring the snacks, and remember that? You brought all the cut fruit in there. I ate it all for That's good, man.
So it's awesome.
Thanks, brother.
You betcha.
Thank you so much for listening to the Better Fitness Proof podcast here at BentOnBetter. We appreciate your time again. Swing by our YouTube channel, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, give us a review. It helps us so much. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again the next time. See ya. It's good, man.
Good.